Anticipated 35% rise in public interest in STEM careers, long-term effects of Mars mission on education and workforce development by 2026. Introduction. The exploration of Mars and its implications for science and technology have been a focal point for space agencies and educational institutions alike. As we look ahead to 2026, there is a projected 35% increase in public interest in STEM science, technology, engineering, and mathematics careers, largely catalyzed by Mars missions. This report examines the anticipated impact of these missions on education and workforce development, drawing insights from various studies and expert analyses. The growing demand for STEM professionals. The demand for STEM professionals is projected to grow substantially. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, employment in STEM occupations is expected to increase by 8.8% from 2017 to 2029. This includes a remarkable 22% growth in software development roles alone. As a result, an estimated 3.5 million STEM jobs will need to be filled by 2025. The urgency of this demand is underscored by the increasing reliance on technology in various sectors, including healthcare, manufacturing, and environmental science. Mars missions as catalysts for STEM engagement. Mars missions have emerged as powerful educational tools that foster engagement in STEM disciplines. Programs like Roving with Rosalind and the innovative Mars Exploration Education and Technology IMEET initiative are designed to captivate students' interest through hands-on interdisciplinary learning experiences. These programs allow students to engage with real-world applications of STEM, promoting critical thinking and problem-solving skills. 1. Interdisciplinary learning. Mars mission curricula often integrate multiple STEM disciplines, encouraging students to explore concepts through robotics, coding, and earth sciences. The Mission on Mars lesson plan exemplifies this approach by combining science and technology in a cohesive learning experience. 2. Skill development. Students participating in Mars mission programs develop essential skills such as teamwork, problem-solving, and technical expertise. These competencies are vital for success in STEM careers and are often nurtured through scenario-based learning models. 3. Career exposure. By involving students in simulations and connecting them with NASA professionals, these programs provide invaluable insights into potential STEM careers. Initiatives like the Museum of Science and Industries program facilitate real-time interactions with experts, enhancing students' understanding of career pathways in space exploration and beyond. Addressing diversity and inclusion in STEM. Despite the growing interest in STEM, significant disparities exist in representation, particularly for women and minorities. Women currently make up only 27% of the STEM workforce, and minority students are more likely to switch out of STEM majors before graduation. Mars mission programs often target underrepresented groups to broaden participation and increase diversity in STEM fields. 1. Targeted outreach. Programs designed to engage underrepresented communities often focus on removing barriers to participation. For instance, the Roving with Rosalind project aims to inspire young people from diverse backgrounds to consider careers in the space industry. 2. Mentorship and role models. Exposure to role models in STEM is crucial for fostering interest among young people. Studies indicate that girls who know women in STEM are significantly more likely to pursue related fields. Mentorship programs linked to Mars missions can play a pivotal role in shaping future generations of STEM professionals. Current challenges in STEM education. Despite the positive trends associated with Mars missions, significant gaps remain in STEM education accessibility. Less than half of U.S. schools offer computer science courses, and only 20% of high school graduates are prepared for college-level STEM coursework. Federal investments in STEM education have primarily focused on higher education, leaving K-12 education underfunded. 1. Resource allocation. A report by the U.S. Department of Education highlighted a $540 million investment in STEM education aimed at bolstering resources for schools. However, there is a pressing need for equitable access to high-quality STEM education from an early age. 2. Curricular gaps. Many school districts lack the resources to implement comprehensive STEM curricula, limiting students' exposure to essential concepts and skills. This educational inequity significantly affects underrepresented groups who may not have access to advanced STEM courses or extracurricular programs. Timeline of trends and events. 1990 to 2021, employment in STEM occupations grew by 79%, increasing from 9.7 million to 17.3 million. 2018 to 2021, the emergence of programs like IMEET and various interdisciplinary lessons centered on Mars exploration. 2021, the U.S. Department of Education's investment of $540 million in STEM education. 2025 to 2026, projections indicate a demand for STEM professionals will continue to rise with an expected 10.8% growth in STEM occupations. Conclusion. The intersection of Mars missions and STEM education provides a unique opportunity to inspire and prepare the next generation for careers in this critical sector. The anticipated 35% rise in public interest in STEM careers by 2026 highlights the need for targeted initiatives that engage students in real-world applications of STEM. Addressing the challenges of accessibility, diversity, and resource allocation will be essential in fostering a skilled and equitable workforce capable of meeting the demands of an evolving job market. In summary, Mars missions not only serve as a beacon for space exploration but also as a catalyst for enhancing STEM education and workforce development. By empowering young learners through engaging programs and equitable access to resources, we can pave the way for a diverse and innovative future in STEM. The anticipated rise in public interest in STEM careers, particularly in light of Mars missions, presents several counterintuitive insights regarding the intersection of space exploration and education. Below are key counterintuitive points drawn from the provided content. 1. High demand versus skill gap. While there is a projected growth of 8.8% in STEM jobs and an expected 3.5 million job openings by 2025, the issue lies not in a lack of interest in STEM careers but rather in a significant skills gap. As noted, many potential candidates lack the necessary skills to fill these positions due to inadequate access to quality STEM education. This suggests that simply promoting STEM careers may not be enough without addressing educational deficiencies. 2. Interest does not equal engagement. The statistic that 74% of middle school girls express interest in engineering, science, and math, yet only 0.4% choose computer science as a major in college, highlights a disconnect. This indicates that interest in STEM does not always translate into academic or career pathways, particularly for underrepresented groups. Engagement strategies such as those used in Mars mission programs are crucial to bridging this gap. 3. Mars missions as a solution to representation issues. Mars missions, typically seen as high-tech endeavors appealing to a broad audience, are actually being used as targeted tools to engage underrepresented groups in STEM. This reveals a counterintuitive approach where a highly specialized field, space exploration, serves as a medium for increasing diversity in a broader context STEM education. 4. Investment focus misalignment. The significant federal investment of $540 million in STEM education primarily targets higher education, leaving K-12 education underfunded. This misalignment suggests that despite recognizing the long-term need for a skilled workforce, immediate educational interventions at the foundational level are not prioritized, which could perpetuate the skills gap. 5. The role of informal learning. Programs like IMEET and Roving with Rosalind demonstrate that formal educational settings are not the only effective venues for learning STEM. The informal learning experiences derived from Mars missions are proving to be equally, if not more, effective at inspiring students. This counters the traditional view that formal education is the primary means of skill development. 6. The economic driver paradox. The content suggests that while STEM is a critical driver of the economy, there is a paradox where many students are disengaged from pursuing STEM careers, especially among underrepresented groups. Despite the economic opportunities, social and systemic barriers prevent equal access to STEM education, indicating that economic incentives alone are insufficient to motivate participation. 7. Misconceptions about access. Despite the perception that STEM is widely accessible, data reveals stark inequalities in technology access based on socioeconomic status. For instance, only 57% of low-income households have daily access to technology compared to 90% for higher-income households. This counterintuitive observation emphasizes that access to STEM education is not uniformly distributed. Impacting engagement and interest levels. 8. Transformative potential of Mars missions. The idea that Mars missions can inspire not just interest but also provide real-world applications in STEM education is counterintuitive. Many may view space exploration as distant and irrelevant to everyday concerns, yet these missions serve as powerful and relatable teaching tools that can energize young minds about complex scientific concepts. 9. Teacher development as a key component. The focus on enhancing teacher confidence and capability to deliver STEM education through Mars mission programs might seem secondary to student engagement. However, effective teacher development is crucial for fostering a productive learning environment that cultivates student interest in STEM, illustrating the interconnectedness of teaching quality and student outcomes. 10. Long-term commitment required. While the rise in interest is projected at 35%. The long-term effects of this interest hinge on sustained engagement strategies rather than one-off initiatives. The implication here is that immediate spikes in interest due to events like Mars missions need to be nurtured over time, challenging the notion that initial interest guarantees future participation in STEM fields. In summary, the intersection of Mars missions and STEM education offers a rich tapestry of insights that challenge conventional wisdom about interest, access, and engagement in STEM careers. Addressing these counterintuitive aspects is crucial for developing a robust and diverse STEM workforce for the future. The report on the anticipated 35% rise in public interest in STEM careers by 2026 driven by Mars missions outlines several critical insights that may be overlooked. Yet they hold significant implications for education and workforce development. Below are key overlooked elements along with their significance. 1. Interdisciplinary learning and engagement. While the report highlights programs that use Mars missions to promote interdisciplinary learning, many may underestimate the depth of engagement these programs can foster. The integration of multiple STEM disciplines such as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics through hands-on learning activities offers a more holistic educational approach. This is significant because it not only makes learning more relevant and exciting for students but also mirrors the collaborative nature of modern STEM workplaces. Engaging students in real-world contexts can ignite their passion for STEM fields, making them more likely to pursue these careers. 2. Targeting underrepresented groups. The report notes that Mars mission programs specifically target underrepresented groups including women and minorities, to broaden participation in STEM. This focus is particularly crucial as the STEM workforce has historically lacked diversity. The significance lies in the potential to address systemic inequities in education and employment. By actively working to include underrepresented groups, these initiatives can help create a more diverse and innovative workforce, which is essential for tackling complex global challenges. Ignoring these efforts risks perpetuating existing disparities in STEM fields and limiting the range of perspectives and ideas necessary for innovation. 3. Skill development beyond academic knowledge. Many readers may focus solely on academic achievement and overlook the importance of skills developed through Mars mission programs such as problem-solving, teamwork, and critical thinking. These competencies are vital in any STEM-related career and are increasingly valued by employers. The ability to work collaboratively in diverse teams and tackle complex challenges is essential in today's job market. Therefore, the programs that foster these skills are not just preparing students for academic success but for real-world work environments, making them more competitive candidates for future employment. 4. The teacher development component. While much of the focus is on student engagement, the report also emphasizes the importance of enhancing teacher capabilities. Programs that provide professional development for educators are crucial for sustaining STEM education improvements. Many educational reforms fail to consider the role of teachers, yet their confidence and competence in delivering STEM curricula directly impact student outcomes. The significance here is twofold. First, it ensures that students receive high-quality instruction. Second, it empowers teachers, which can lead to innovative teaching practices and a more enthusiastic classroom environment. This systemic approach to education reform is often overlooked but is vital for long-term success. 5. Federal investment gaps. The report indicates that federal investments have mainly targeted higher education, leaving K-12 education underfunded. This is a critical point that may be missed in discussions about STEM workforce development. The early stages of education are foundational for cultivating interest and skills in STEM. Without adequate funding and resources for K-12 education, the potential workforce pipeline may be significantly compromised. The significance of addressing this gap cannot be overstated. Ensuring equitable access to quality STEM education from a young age is essential for nurturing future talent and preparing students to meet the demands of a rapidly evolving job market. 6. The role of real-world applications. Mars missions serve as a compelling context for learning, but the report's emphasis on real-world applications may not fully resonate with all readers. The significance of applying theoretical knowledge to practical problems is paramount. By situating STEM education within the context of space exploration, students can see the tangible outcomes of their studies, which can enhance motivation and engagement. This connection between education and real-world applications can lead to a more profound appreciation for STEM fields, encouraging students to see these careers as viable options. 7. Long-term effects on workforce development. The report projects a significant increase in public interest in STEM careers, but it may not fully address how this interest translates into actual workforce readiness. Long-term effects depend on sustained engagement, skill development, and educational support. The significance of this aspect lies in its implications for policymakers and educators, who must ensure that increased interest is matched by adequate training and resources. Fostering a culture of continuous learning and adaptability will be essential in preparing students for an ever-changing workforce landscape. 8. Equitable access to technology. The report highlights disparities in access to technology, which is a critical factor in STEM education. Many may not recognize how essential it is for students to have access to the necessary tools and resources to succeed in STEM subjects. The significance of this issue is amplified by the increasing reliance on technology in education and the workplace. If access to technology remains unequal, it could perpetuate existing disparities and hinder efforts to diversify the STEM workforce. Addressing this inequity is vital for creating an inclusive environment where all students can thrive. Conclusion. The anticipated rise in public interest in STEM careers by 2026, influenced by Mars missions, presents a unique opportunity to reshape education and workforce development. However, critical elements such as interdisciplinary learning, targeting underrepresented groups, skill development, teacher empowerment, funding gaps, real-world applications, and equitable access to technology must be recognized and addressed. Ignoring these factors risks undermining the potential of such initiatives to create a diverse and skilled STEM workforce capable of tackling the challenges of the future. By focusing on these significant yet often overlooked aspects, stakeholders can better position themselves to foster a robust and inclusive STEM ecosystem. The anticipated rise in public interest in STEM careers by 2026, driven largely by Mars missions, presents a critical opportunity for education and workforce development. The following 4 points provide a comprehensive foundation for in-depth analysis and discussion regarding the impact of Mars missions on STEM education and workforce development. 1. Growing demand for STEM professionals. The projected growth of STEM jobs, expected to increase by 8.8% from 2017 to 2029, highlights a pressing need for a skilled workforce in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The U.S. Department of Labor indicates that there will be an estimated 3.5 million STEM job openings by 2025, with specific fields like software development anticipated to grow by 22%. This scenario creates a dual challenge. Not only is there a demand for more STEM professionals, but there is also a significant skills gap that must be addressed to ensure that the workforce can meet this demand. The implications of this demand extend beyond mere statistics. They point to a potential economic transformation. STEM fields are integral to the modern economy, powering innovation and technological advances that shape industries. Consequently, efforts to enhance STEM education and career pathways are crucial for ensuring that students are adequately prepared to fill these roles. The connection between Mars missions and heightened public interest in STEM careers can serve as a critical entry point for discussions on how to align educational initiatives with labor market needs. 2. Mars missions as engaging educational tools. Mars missions provide a unique platform for enhancing STEM education through interdisciplinary and hands-on learning experiences. Programs such as Roving with Rosalind and the innovative Mars Exploration Education and Technology IMEET leverage the awe and curiosity generated by space exploration to engage students in STEM subjects. By integrating various STEM disciplines such as robotics, engineering, and environmental science, these programs create cohesive learning experiences that captivate students' interest and inspire them to pursue careers in these fields. The effectiveness of Mars missions in education lies not just in their thematic content but also in their ability to foster critical skills such as problem-solving, teamwork, and technical proficiency. These skills are essential for success in STEM careers and can be developed through real-world applications and simulations related to space exploration. The discussion can expand to explore the pedagogical approaches that enhance student engagement and interest in STEM fields through experiential learning. 3. Addressing diversity and inclusion challenges. A significant challenge faced by the STEM workforce is the underrepresentation of women and minorities. Currently, women represent only 27% of the STEM workforce, and minority students are more likely to switch out of STEM majors before graduation. Mars mission programs often target these underrepresented groups to broaden participation and interest in STEM fields. By engaging diverse populations through initiatives that emphasize inclusivity, these programs can help mitigate the disparity and create a more equitable workforce. Discussions surrounding diversity and inclusion in STEM education can delve into effective strategies for outreach and engagement. Programs that connect students with role models in STEM, particularly those from underrepresented backgrounds, can help change perceptions and encourage participation. Furthermore, it is important to examine systemic barriers that contribute to the low retention rates of underrepresented groups in STEM fields and how targeted initiatives can address these issues. 4. Bridging educational resource gaps. Despite the growing demand for STEM professionals, substantial gaps remain in STEM education accessibility. Fewer than half of U.S. schools offer computer science courses, and only 20% of high school graduates are prepared for college-level STEM coursework. This lack of access to quality STEM education at the K-12 level contributes to the skills gap in the workforce. Federal investments aimed at bolstering STEM education often focus on higher education, leaving K-12 education underfunded. This raises critical questions about equitable access to STEM resources and the role of policy in shaping educational opportunities. The conversation can focus on the need for increased investment in K-12 STEM education, the importance of providing teachers with the necessary training and resources, and how initiatives linked to Mars missions can help bridge these gaps. Conclusion. The intersection of Mars missions and STEM education represents a transformative opportunity to inspire and equip the next generation for careers in a vital sector. The anticipated rise in public interest in STEM careers by 2026 underscores the necessity for targeted initiatives that engage students in real-world applications of STEM. Addressing the challenges of workforce demand, educational engagement, diversity, and resource accessibility will be essential in fostering a robust and inclusive STEM workforce capable of meeting future challenges. By analyzing these key points, stakeholders can develop comprehensive strategies to harness the excitement of space exploration for educational and workforce development purposes. Here are 3 famous historical cases that illustrate the impact of significant events on education and workforce development, especially in STEM fields. 1. The Apollo Program, 1960s to 1970s. The Apollo Program. Particularly the Apollo 11 mission in 1969, when humans first landed on the Moon, acted as a catalyst for a surge in public interest in science and engineering careers. The program required the expertise of thousands of scientists, engineers, and technicians, fundamentally transforming STEM education in the United States. Following the moon landing, educational initiatives such as the National Defense Education Act of 1958 and various STEM outreach programs were developed to encourage students to pursue careers in mathematics, science, and engineering. This collective effort significantly increased enrollment in STEM-related courses and degree programs, leading to a workforce that supported the burgeoning aerospace and technology industries. 2. The launch of Sputnik, 1957. The Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik, the first artificial satellite, in 1957 had a profound impact on American education and the workforce. The event triggered the space race, which heightened the urgency for the United States to improve its science and technology education. In response, the U.S. government implemented significant educational reforms, including the establishment of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration (NASA) and the National Science Foundation (NSF). These organizations funded various educational programs aimed at enhancing STEM curricula in schools and colleges, leading to an increase in the number of students pursuing degrees in science and engineering fields. The heightened focus on STEM education during this period laid the groundwork for future technological advances in the U.S. 3. The Human Genome Project, 1990 to 2003. The Human Genome Project was an international scientific research initiative aimed at mapping and understanding all the genes of the human species. This monumental project not only advanced genetics and biotechnology research but also had significant implications for education and workforce development in the life sciences. As the project progressed, it necessitated the training of a new generation of scientists and researchers, leading to the establishment of specialized programs in genomics and bioinformatics at universities worldwide. The project spurred interest in biological sciences, increased federal funding for research, and created a demand for skilled professionals in genomics, biotechnology, and related fields. This transformation in educational focus has continued to influence the workforce, supporting the growth of biotechnology companies and healthcare innovations. These historical cases illustrate how major scientific and technological endeavors can inspire educational reforms and workforce development, ultimately increasing public interest in STEM careers. Future outlook: anticipated 35% rise in public interest in STEM careers by 2026. The anticipated rise in public interest in STEM careers, projected to increase by 35% by 2026, is expected to have significant long-term effects on education and workforce development. This surge is largely fueled by Mars missions, which not only inspire public fascination but also serve as a dynamic catalyst for enhancing STEM education and preparing a skilled workforce. 1. Increased enrollment in STEM programs. As public interest in STEM careers grows, educational institutions are likely to see a corresponding increase in enrollment in STEM programs. This trend will be particularly pronounced in fields directly related to space exploration, engineering, and technology. Universities and colleges may expand their STEM offerings, introduce innovative curricula, and enhance interdisciplinary learning models that integrate hands-on experiences such as those provided by Mars mission programs. 2. Enhanced K-12 STEM education. The impact of Mars missions on K-12 education will likely be profound. Schools may increasingly adopt mission-based learning frameworks that incorporate real-world applications of STEM concepts. Programs like Roving with Rosalind and the innovative Mars Exploration Education and Technology IMEET will likely serve as models for educators, providing resources and training to inspire students, especially from underrepresented backgrounds. As a result, we can expect to see improved engagement and performance in STEM subjects among students, particularly girls and minority students who have historically been underrepresented in these fields. 3. Workforce development and job readiness. The growing interest in STEM careers will necessitate a workforce that is not only skilled but also adaptable to the rapidly evolving technological landscape. Educational programs will increasingly focus on equipping students with critical soft skills such as problem-solving, teamwork, and communication alongside technical skills. Collaborations between educational institutions and industry leaders will likely become more common, ensuring that curricula align with current workforce needs and that students gain relevant experience through internships and hands-on projects. 4. Diversity and inclusion initiatives. To address the existing disparities in STEM fields, educational initiatives will likely place a stronger emphasis on diversity and inclusion. By actively targeting underrepresented groups including women and people of color, Mars mission programs will likely foster a more diverse workforce. The anticipated 35% rise in interest could catalyze further funding and support for programs designed to encourage participation from these groups, thereby enriching the STEM workforce with diverse perspectives and ideas. 5. Increased federal and state support for STEM education. As the demand for STEM professionals grows, it is expected that both federal and state governments will increase their investment in STEM education initiatives. This may include boosting funding for K-12 STEM programs, enhancing teacher training, and promoting access to advanced technology and resources for schools in underserved areas. Policies aimed at improving STEM education accessibility will be crucial in meeting the projected demand for skilled workers. 6. Integration of technology and innovative learning tools. The rise in interest in STEM careers will likely drive the integration of technology and innovative learning tools in educational settings. Virtual reality, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence may become commonplace in classrooms, providing students with immersive learning experiences that simulate Mars missions and other space-related activities. These technologies can make complex STEM concepts more tangible and engaging, further fostering interest in these fields. 7. Long-term economic impact. The anticipated growth in STEM careers is expected to have significant economic implications. As the workforce becomes increasingly skilled in STEM, industries reliant on technological innovation, such as healthcare, environmental science, and engineering, are likely to experience growth and expansion. This in turn could lead to a more robust economy characterized by increased job creation, higher wages, and greater competitiveness in the global market. 8. Global collaboration in STEM education. As nations recognize the importance of STEM in driving innovation and addressing global challenges, there is likely to be an increase in international collaboration in STEM education. Programs that connect students and educators across borders, such as joint Mars exploration initiatives or global STEM challenges, may become more prevalent. This collaboration can provide students with a broader perspective on global issues and encourage cross-cultural exchange of ideas and technologies. 9. Career awareness and pathways. The rise in interest in STEM careers will likely result in expanded career awareness initiatives aimed at students from a young age. Educational institutions may partner with industries to create pathways that provide students with insights into various STEM careers, including mentorship programs, career fairs, and interactive workshops. By exposing students to the diverse opportunities within STEM, these initiatives can help sustain and grow interest in these fields over time. 10. Conclusion: a transformative era for STEM. The projected 35% rise in public interest in STEM careers by 2026, driven by Mars missions and related educational initiatives, represents a transformative moment for education and workforce development. By leveraging the excitement surrounding space exploration to inspire the next generation, we can expect to see significant advancements in STEM education, increased workforce diversity, and enhanced economic opportunities. Ensuring equitable access to these educational resources will be crucial in empowering all students to thrive in STEM careers, ultimately shaping a brighter future for society as a whole.